he's going to be murdering people. Obviously not literally, but chess players are so ugly. Thank you, I appreciate it. Here's what I would say. When we look at the teams, the United States has Fabiano Caruana, Wesley So, Lenier Dominguez, Levon Aronian, and Ray Robson. Now this team obviously is missing the current #2 rated player in the world, the famous streamer Hikaru Nakamura, who is not playing in the event. As most people know, he chose not to play because the tournament does not count towards the candidates cycle and the world championship, and so there's really very little value in him spending time playing such an event, which is long and grueling, as opposed to staying home and streaming. Additionally, what Hikaru would say is that having won the event in 2016, what is the upside? You can win another gold medal, but it's just not quite the same after you've already won. Okay, so Hikaru is not playing here. When we look at the players on this team, Fabiano's still in pretty good form. He had a little bit of luck at the end of the Singfield Cup, I would say. He was definitely losing some games, which he turned around, specifically against Noterbeck, for example. He had the game against Nepo, which was kind of wild. I think Fabiano is still very much in form. He's a very formidable player. Wesley is somebody who's not played very much lately. I'm kind of concerned about Wesley, having seen his performance at Speed Chess Championship against Hans Niemann, where it seemed like he was just getting out-prepared and outplayed every game. A little bit concerned that Wesley's not studying chess as much as he once was. He did have a good result in the Singfield Cup. I think he won a couple games in the middle there. So he had a good result overall. I'm not feeling very bullish on Wesley, though, to be honest. I feel like he's been a little bit out of it. He's going to be playing against a lot of very good players on board 2. Board 3 is Dominguez, who I guess is higher rated than Levon, even though if you were to ask me right now, I'd probably prefer having Levon on board 3 over Lenier, if I'm being honest. I mean, I think Levon, by pure class or the abilities, he's played at a 2800 plus level before. So I'm not sure if I love this, having Levon on 4 and Lenier on 3, but I guess the idea is that Dominguez will draw every game on 3, and then Levon and Ray can win on boards 4 and win on board 4. So we'll see. US team is good. Will they win? I think the US team has chances, but I don't think they're the favorites. I think that when you look at teams like India specifically, they are very formidable. Now India, I guess this doesn't show the actual board order, but I do know for India that Arjun, who's the #1 player, he's going to be playing on board 4, not on board 1. And I think with Arjun playing on board 4, India is very formidable. If Prag is on form, if Gukesh plays decently and Prag is on form, I really don't see any way that this team is not the clear favorite in the event, is what I would say. I think India has great chances. China is high rated. You've got Wei Yi, Ding Liren. If Wei Yi plays very well, if Wei Yi plays like he's played in much of 2024, like in Tata Steel or in that Poland Grand Chester event, they have chances, but I'm not really feeling it on boards 3 and 4 is what I would say from the Chinese team. So I don't see China, I don't see them being a contender. They could be. 4th is Uzbekistan, with Noterbeck, Sindarov, Yakubov, Vokadov, Vakadov. Very strong team. I would actually say that if I look at the performances very recently of Yavokir Sindarov, who's been playing very well in Title Tuesday, I think Uzbekistan is actually very dangerous. I think they're a team that could win the event. I think though, however, I do believe in karma. I believe in bad mojo and all these other things. I think their team having a team captain in the way that they do is there's going to be some bad karma, so I don't think they're going to win, but they do have great chances. Moving along, Netherlands is number 5. They have Anish Giri, Jordan Van Forest, Max Vorendam, Erwin Lamy, and Benjamin Bach. If Anish is playing well, I think they have a chance. Jordan Van Forest and probably Max Vorendam are the two guys where if they are on form, if Jordan is playing very well, I think Netherlands have a chance to finish in the top 3 for sure, but it's going to require Jordan being on form. Jordan has generally been a very hit or miss player lately. He plays very well or very badly. If he's on form, I think Netherlands could pull a big upset and finish in the top 2. Vorendam, also another guy who when he's on, he's playing 2630, 2640, very, very good player. He's also hit or miss. So if all the players on the Dutch team are kind of in form, Jordan, Max specifically, they have a chance of finishing in the medals. Otherwise, I think it's pretty unlikely, but if they're on, look out. Next, you have Norway with a 2670 average. How does Norway have such a high average? You have Magnus Carlsen, of course, needs no introduction. You have Johann Sebastian Bach. You have Aryan Tari, Frode Urkadal, and Elham Amar. Actually, as I look at this team, I don't know what actually, can someone tell me the composition? Is Elham the reserve, or is he actually playing on board 4? Someone in chat can tell me once you catch him on the delay. But yeah, Magnus, I assume somehow Christensen's got his rating up from playing a lot of these soft open tournaments, because Tari should be higher rated. But they could do well. Magnus is gonna have to bulldoze everybody, and I think Tari or Elham are gonna have to. I think it's gonna come down to whether Elham, if Elham has a good tournament, Magnus has a good tournament, assuming Elham actually is on board 4 and not the reserve, I think that they have a chance to finish in the medals. But someone in chat can tell me, is Elham Amar the reserve, or is he the board 4? Is he the board 4, or is he the reserve player? Someone in chat can tell me. Okay, Urkadal is the reserve. Okay, so then if Elham's on board 4, it's very straightforward. Magnus and Elham have to play well. If they play well, Magnus will probably play well no matter what. But if Elham plays well on board 4 and wins a lot of games, they have a chance at finishing the medals. I don't think they can get a gold medal, but I think they have a chance at finishing in the medals. Germany's number 5 with Vincent, Dmitry, Bluebound, Frederiksveen, Donchenko. By rating, they're very high because Vinny's obviously on a heater. Really, for them, I don't see them finishing the medals unless Kolars is a great event. It's hard for me to see it. Bluebound, of course, very solid player. Frederiksveen, very good player. I don't really see Germany finishing the medals, though. Next up, you've got England. Unfortunately for England, I don't think it's coming home. You have Nikita Vidyugov from Russia on board 1. You have David Howell on board 2, Michael Adams on 3, Gawain on 4, and Luke McShane on 5. Hard to see it. I mean, if Howell plays great and maybe Gawain or someone else outperforms, it could happen, but objectively I think it's pretty unlikely they're going to get there. I don't think it's coming home this time for England. Next up, you have Hungary. You've got Richie Rapport, Peter Leko, Shugarov, Gladura, and Frank Berkesh. The home team, the hometown favorites are heroes. Probably a chance to finish in the top 3, but I'm skeptical. Am I recording a video? We're going over the Olympiad. Howell is somebody who could perform for England. Absolutely he could. England has a chance, but it's hard to see it. And then, of course, you got classic Iran with Parham Magsulu, Amin Tabatabai. You've got Dineshvar, Idani, and Golami. For this team to finish well, you're gonna need Parham and Amin to play out of their mind, and Dineshvar probably to have a great event. You're gonna need 3 players playing very well for them to have a chance at the medals. It could happen. Problem, much like the Netherlands team, is these players are very hot and cold. So I should almost put the song, you're hot then you're cold, you're yes and you're no, you're in and in, you're out, you're up and you're down. But anyway, the point is that much like the Netherlands team, they're going to need Parham and Amin to be hot and not cold, and if they're hot, they could finish in the medals. If Parham and Amin are hot, they have a chance. If they're not hot, it's not happening. So those are the top 10 seeds. Yeah, by ranking, the UK is good. I mean, they're good. I just don't think they're going to finish in the top 3, is what I would say. I think if you ask me to make a prediction, my prediction is India is going to win the gold medal. With Arjun on board 4, I think India wins. That's the bottom line. I think Arjun, if he plays anywhere near the level he's played at in the Opens recently, he's going to be murdering people. Obviously not literally, but he's going to be crushing some serious players, and I could see Arjun putting up like a 9 out of 9 or a 10 out of 10 performance on board 4 if he plays the way that he's been playing lately. So with Arjun on 4, I think India, for me, they're the clear favorites to win. I think I would pick India to be the favorites. For silver, I would probably put Uzbekistan and the United States there, and then the bronze, I think it's anybody's guess. That's what I would say. I think India first, US, Uzbekistan second/third. That's my prediction for what happens. Although, of course, China could play very well. If Wei is playing well and Ding is playing well, India is very, very dangerous too. So that's just my prediction, but we'll see if that's how it goes. So yeah, it should be exciting, but that's my prediction for what we're gonna get with the Olympiad. So we'll see.